Joining us now on the MARR Army Rock Show, we have got Nikki from Los Angeles band Lucid Fly. Their newest record, Building Castles in the Air, is out right now. Nikki, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So you might be new to some of my audience, the band, so give us just kind of a brief bio of Lucid Fly.
We've actually been around for quite a while. Doug and I, my guitarist, started in 2000 in Florida, but we relocated to LA in 2007, where we've been working with our drummer since that point, and we have 3 EPs out, and we just released our first full-length album, so we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, now that full-length album I just mentioned is called Building Castles in the Air. Now it's been a couple years, if I'm not mistaken, since the last release, hasn't it?
We did put out an EP in 2015. It was just 3 songs, which were kind of like we felt was the beginning of this new album. They kind of should have been together, but we ended up putting those 3 out. And then 2009 was when we put out another EP. So it had been a while in between releases.
So tell us about the journey. Tell us about the making of this album and where you recorded it and whatnot.
We started recording it in 2014. Our drummer's dad has a studio up in Oregon, so we went up for about 2 weeks and started tracking the drums. We tried to make this album a more DIY. In the past, we'd always went to really nice studios, but there was always that time crunch. And this time we wanted to really give each instrument its, time. So we decided to do the drums up in Oregon, and then our guitarist ended up basically doing most of the guitars at our home studio. And then our guitarist actually tracked the bass, and I did the vocals at a recording studio in Santa Clarita. So it was kind of all over the place. Once we got to the mixing stage, we kind of went to the top of what we thought was the best producer engineer for our genre, which is alternative progressive rock. And Forrester Saville, he's in Melbourne, Australia. He ended up doing the mixing and mastering for us, and he's worked on albums like Dead Letter Circus, Carnival, 12-Foot Ninja, some of our favorite sounding albums. So we're really, really happy with the product and the end result.
So as I've been listening to the album, I thought I'd try to figure out which is my favorite tune to ask you about, and I think I came up with Billowy and Broken is probably my favorite. So tell me about that tune.
Okay, yeah, the first track. We picked that. We always feel like, the order of the album is very important, and it should have a flow, and you should start with a really, strong song, and Billowy was definitely the choice for that. It's, kind of about always having a silver lining no matter what you go through in life. You got to keep the hope about you, I guess.
And, when I listen through and go through the different songs, I'm not sure that it is, but your album kind of has the feel of a concept album to it, to me.
Interesting. Yeah, I would say we didn't actually go for that necessarily, but I think after we got the final mix and everything, it took a really long time to figure out the order of the album. Like, I was just going back and forth. I mean, I've listened to that album so many times. And I tried to change up the order, and what we ended up with just felt right. Like it ebbs and flows in the ways that it should. And a lot of the lyric content is based on, I write all the lyrics, so it's based on, what I've lived and what I know in my life. And so I guess the concept kind of thing just fell into place. But I would have to agree with you, definitely. How's that feel?
Now, I thought the artwork on the album was kind of interesting. Is there any particular story behind that?
Yeah, the artist is actually a girl from Florence, Italy. Her name is Anya Tomika, and we wanted something that was kind of in the vein of surrealism, because we felt like that was what the music kind of felt like. And so when I started looking for artists, I came across her stuff, and I just reached out to her, and ironically, she's into all the same kind of music that we are, and she's kind of a really well-known artist, actually. She has a huge following, and so it was kind of a long shot for me to even, I didn't think that we would be able to collaborate, but she said it was on her bucket list to work with a band and to do artwork for a band, so we ended up collaborating, and we basically sent her the music. The vocals hadn't been tracked yet, so she only heard the music, and I sent her the lyrics, and the artwork is what she actually came up with, and it's elements of each song are actually in the artwork on the cover. Actually, throughout the whole, it's like a 6-panel digipack thing, so the artwork, the big piece is every element of the song, which I think is very cool. She did a great job.
I love the way it came out, for sure. Now, I read back and read a couple of different interviews you did, and in one of them you mentioned that you hadn't played this song live yet. It looked like it was that recent. Isn't that kind of backwards from the way bands usually do it?
Yeah, it is. We actually have not. We haven't played these out yet. All our previous EPs, we have always, started writing new material. We would go and play them out live, and then, the recording process usually takes a while. So we would, record it, and then when they came out, they never felt new to us. It was like they were already old songs. We were ready to move on to the next batch of new stuff. So with this album, we wanted to completely do it differently. So we decided to write all the music, track all the music, and now we're on to working out the live set, and we're going to play them out. So
speaking of the live, so speaking of live music, can your fans expect any tour dates anytime soon, or when do you think you guys will be hitting the live circuit?
We've been trying to round out our live lineup, actually, because our bassist had left a while ago, actually. It's been a long time ago. But we've decided just to focus on the album and finish it. So we are working with some people who, we wanted to add a second guitarist also because we feel like we wrote so many layers and so many textures into these new songs that our guitarist can't do that all by himself now. So we really want to get the right lineup because we want to try to make the live show sound as full as the recording. That's like one of our pet peeves when we hear this amazing band on CD and then we go see them live and it's like, what? That doesn't sound anything like the album. So that's what we're trying to do, and we're just diligently, rehearsing and trying to get our stuff together. So I'm hoping by the summer that we have dates announced. So that's the goal.
So, that'll be cool, and hopefully maybe an East Coast date or two. But I know that's a lot to do to travel out here. So hey, the lyric video's out there, and I know you had like a regular full length video previously. Can we expect a music video from this album?
Definitely. I mean, visually, we think that, that makes the most sense. For me, I think it's getting out on the road, playing the music, and getting videos and things. Those are the two most important things for us right now to be focusing on. We're trying to figure out which songs to do a video for. We've kind of... That
was going to be my next question.
We want our fans to kind of tell us what they want to see a video for. I think that would be really cool. I mean, I have ideas, but it's always cool to have fan feedback. It's been kind of an important part of this journey for this record. We had a crowdfunding campaign, and our fans were really a part of that. So we kind of want to keep them involved.
So I started kind of a new little feature just this week. I have actually 3 or 4 guests on the show, and it's funny you mentioned somebody's bucket list earlier. So I have 3 kind of bucket list questions for you. Okay. The first one is they can be living or dead, by the way, a band that you want to share the stage with.
I would definitely have to say A Perfect Circle. They, have been huge influences in our music. Maynard, anything that he does, any project, we love everything that Maynard James Keenan does. He's one of my top vocalists for sure. So I would have to say And they're playing again, so that's actually, hey, it's a possibility. They have dates again.
So, bucket list question number 2, is there a venue that you would most love to play that you've never played before?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would love to play Red Rocks. I mean,
oh yeah, good choice.
I mean, I can imagine that it's amazing, just that setting and the acoustics, and that would be amazing.
And then last but not least, and everybody has had a little bit of trouble with this one because they're musicians and we've seen so many bands play live, but is there a band that you would love to see play live that you've never had a chance to see?
We're into a lot of different types of music, and we do like a radio show that kind of focuses on bands all over the world. So we're always finding European bands that we love, and there's actually one called Agent Fresco. They're from Iceland.
Okay.
And
oh, wow.
they are amazing, and I've heard that they put on an amazing show. We've been fortunate to see a lot of our favorite bands live, but European bands, it's kind of tough. Either you have to go over there, or some of them can't get over here. So
absolutely,
they would be one of my top ones currently, anyway.
Well, I'll have to be sure to check them out after our show. So
yeah.
Hey, we've had Nikki from Lucid Fly. They're out of Los Angeles, and their new record, once again, it's a good one. It's Building Castles in the Air. So, hey, Nikki, thanks a lot for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.